welcome back to Simply Avalon, and today I am going to give you all of my tips and tricks to learning a new language. So a few of you guys know that I am learning German, and I have recently decided, well, not recently at all, actually this was like a year, 2 years ago. Either way, I decided that I was going to learn this language, and I've literally just spent so much free time just going through Duolingo or watching really TV shows, that type of thing, just trying to learn this language. And even though I am not fluent and I'm actually nowhere near fluent, I've still grown so much from where I started. So I thought I would give you guys a few tips on learning a foreign language because our world is changing, and since we are trying to become a more global students with how our world's landscaped now, the people who know more languages, who are bilingual, trilingual, those polyglots, they're going to be the ones who get the better jobs because they'll be able to converse with more people, whereas if you just know one language, even if you know just like Chinese, Mandarin, even if you only know that language, even though there's a bunch of people who speak it, you still want to be able to converse with others who are outside of your culture. That's my little spiel, but yeah, if you're interested in my 7 tips, continue on with the video. As usual, I do have my notebook, so I am going to probably look down at it, but yeah. Number 1 is to find your favorite movie or find your favorite TV show, and there are 2 different ways. You can either find it in the language that you are looking for, so for instance, I am learning German, so I have found like Chuggington, I found Wizards of Waverly Place, Good Luck Charlie, TV shows that are still relatively easy, and I found it in German so I can actually listen to other people other than my teacher and like other people in my grade speak German. And then another way that you can do this is to find an English movie but get German subtitles, or well, whatever the language is, subtitles, or the other way around. So a German movie with English subtitles. Either way works. But what I like to do, the reason why I just find straight up German movies is because I'll put on the German subtitles, and if I find a word that I don't know, I'll add that to my vocab notebook. And you'll hear about that soon in this video. So number 2 is to make flashcards or to use Quizlet. I feel like every school video that I make has something or another to do with Quizlet just because that website is a part of me. Me and Quizlet are one. So number 3, if you are just starting out, you don't have a teacher, or you're in 8th grade and you're just waiting for that high school curriculum and you want to get ahead of the game, use a website like Duolingo. Now, it's totally free. I'm just going to give a quick disclaimer. The reason why I don't necessarily just like vouch for Duolingo with my life is because I feel like it does not teach you the right things. Now, we'll get into that in a second because I want to actually give in the other one. There's also another website called Babbel. Now, I don't actually use this one because I refuse to pay for it, but when I use the free version, it seems like a pretty good website. I don't know. It kind of strikes me in the same way as Duolingo, where like it takes you very, very far in the course before you even learn the alphabet. And for me, like now that I actually have a real teacher in my high school class, and she is actually from Germany, I actually see like how she's teaching us and everything. I feel like it would have been much, much more beneficial with Duolingo if they would have taught you the alphabet first. They would have taught you like, okay, ich bin Avalon, I am Avalon, or ich heiße Avalon, I am called Avalon, that type of thing. You don't really learn that in Duolingo. Yes, you learn your colors, you learn your animals, a lot of stuff that like you would need to know, but at the same time, your basics, like everyday things that you would probably be talking about, just on a day-to-day, you do not learn at all, or at least not. And I made it to level 6, I want to say, before I stopped because I was just kind of like, it's good, but even like articles, they never explain articles to you, and like my teacher has now explained them to me. So that's my little spiel on Duolingo. Now, number 4 is you keep a notebook with vocab. Now, let me go grab my notebook. I keep literally a small journal like so. It actually says like my books to read also. So it's not like I only use this for German vocab. But I actually have words to look up, and I actually write on the top words to look up, the name of the TV show, the episode, and the season, just so I can go back and see it afterwards. Now, I started Wizards of Waverly Place before I decided, you know what, this show is just a tiny bit too hard for me. And here are all the words that I wrote down from that one. And then I went to Chuggington because I was like, I'm trying to think of like a little kiddish show that I can watch that will firstly have them talk slightly slower, and secondly I'll be able to understand half of it because I have been studying this language for a year and a half. So I feel like I do have a pretty good understanding. I have a good solid foundation, but I'm trying to like build up my vocabulary now. And still I have a whole bunch of words because, you know, children. So anyway, finding those TV shows are great. Having a notebook so you can go back and search up the vocab that you don't know is also a very, very handy tip. So the next thing that I want to say is to find a friend or tutor. Now, I have not done this, but this kind of links with number 7, which is to use apps to find people. For instance, I use HelloTalk. I love that app. Literally, you put in your native tongue, and then you also add in the language that you want to learn. Meaning, you just do a little like tit for tat thing. There are some Germans who use the app. They need to learn, well, they want to learn English, so I can help them with their English skills. At the same time, they will help me with my German skills. It's great, and you make a lot of friends also. A thing that like I really also love about the website is that they are very, very strict with their rules. They're trying to make sure that it doesn't turn into like a social media website. So firstly, they don't let you enlarge your profiles, which is a pretty good thing in some respects. Then secondly, like you can report people and they'll actually be looked at if like they're just trying to find out stuff about you, that type of thing. So it's a really, really good app. Now, I've also heard some other YouTubers call out Tandem. Now, I have not started using that app. I did download that app. Here is my only problem with it. It will probably take them around a month before they get back to you. So you can sign up, you have to do a little questionnaire. What I didn't know was, I thought since I had already logged into HelloTalk, I was like, okay, they asked me a few questions, I put in my answers, and then I was into the app. I was good. I actually found a few people on my very first day. Well, guess what? That's not how Tandem works. You put in your questions, well, they have a few questions for you, you answer them, you tell them what language you want to learn, and then it's the waiting game. Now, this is a good and bad thing. The good thing is that their team actually will read your responses just to make sure that they even want you on their app. So that tells you that the people who are actually on the app want to learn a language, and they are trying to learn a language. The only bad thing is, since they are reading all of your messages, I assume that I'm not the only person who downloaded the app today, meaning that it'll take them a long time to respond to you and actually put you on the app. So my last thing is to use Memrise or Busuu. Now, these are two websites that are actually pretty cool and they can help you with your language learning. Now, Busuu, I'm going to tell you, I like it, but it has a really weird name, and it is B-U-S-U-U. Not really sure why it's called that. Now that I think about it, I'm just like, what? Either way, I really hope that these tips help you out with your language learning skills. And also, I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope you enjoy these tips. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I really would like to know what languages you guys are learning. If you are learning German, hit me up because I will totally talk to you. Ich bin 14 Jahre alt und peace!